What's up guys, XHOUNDISHx here, and today let's take a look at Universal Remote in Year 2. Of course, this thing has just made its way into the Taken King during the April update. Firstly, let's refresh on the bonuses for this weapon. So in the sights we have smooth ballistics, soft ballistics, and then CQB ballistics as well. The best choice here is going to be smooth ballistics at the top. It does actually give you a booster range, which is pretty nice. And then we have crowd control. Kills with the weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. This is pretty good if you're getting pushed or rushed in PvP. You'll be able to take down other targets a little bit easier. And then in the middle column we have hammer forged, lightweight for 2x character agility, and snapshot to aim the weapon incredibly quickly. Hammer forged, again, it's going to be the best option here in my opinion. Giving you that bonus range will make the weapon more reliable. And then finally we have the Universal Remote exotic bonus. Range and precision damage increases greatly while aiming down the weapon's sights. So in PvP, this is a very solid shotgun. The weapon has an impact stat of 40 and a range stat of 23, which puts it at a slight disadvantage against the party crashes and conspiracy theories in raw stat terms, but it's worth remembering that Universal Remote's bonus does increase range and precision damage while aiming down sights. Of course, these stats aren't represented in game, but with help from this bonus, the weapon can hold its own in PvP. If you're well positioned, you can compete with those higher impact shotguns. ADS will give you some very healthy range, and in point blank engagements, those split second hip fires will still one-shot kill pretty reliably. We also have a higher rate of fire on this weapon than most higher impact shotguns. This is of course good because since it's a primary shotgun, you're going to target a lot of players at more varying ranges, so you'll often need more than one shot in those open engagements. Crowd control is a fantastic bonus if you end up surrounded. Having bonus damage after a kill really suits this weapon, and it's almost like you want people to just rush at you while you're using this thing. It can be a very punishing weapon. The biggest consideration though when using this weapon is going to be your loadout. A lot of people pair this thing with a sniper, which is a logical choice since you'll have that long range capability. One of my least favourite things in PvP is being rushed by a lot of shotguns when I want to snipe. Of course, Universal Remote certainly helps out in this respect, but the one problem is that sniper or special ammo isn't as easy to come by now in PvP, so when you find yourself without special for a long period of time, you become pretty limited in combat terms. And this goes for all specials really, but another problem with snipers in particular is the change to scope zoom and general handling. Snipers are a bit less reactionary and kind of reliable in that medium close range, which doesn't help with this loadout a bunch. It's still a lot of fun to use though. Pairing this thing with a fusion rifle will give you a very close and medium range setup, and the same can be said for a sidearm or even a double shotgun loadout. Overall, any setup that you use with the Universal Remote will leave you with some kind of weakness in certain engagements or ranges. It's all about choosing your loadout wisely and playing to its strengths. This weapon is a lot of fun to use, but you'll have to put some thought and practice into your setup if you want to use it effectively. This problem in particular also transfers into PvE content. The weapon can be okay in strikes or daily missions, but it's not going to do anything that a secondary shotgun can't, apart from limit how effective you are in a lot of situations. You'll do okay damage to majors or targeting just a few enemies in a smaller space, but anywhere that you have a ton of ad spawning, which is a lot of the time in PvE, then you're not going to be very effective with a shotgun. And that's why we have crowd control weapons like Xalo Supercell or bonuses like Firefly in the game. Another PvE issue with this weapon is both the ammo reserve and the ammo drops. You'll run out of ammo a hell of a lot with this weapon if you use it as much as you really need to for it to be worth your primary and exotic slot. Overall, you can do what Universal Remote does in PvE with any other shotgun really, while keeping your primary slot available for something more viable and useful. Of course, you can always have fun using it against raid bosses. Again, thinking outside of the box and the fun factor element of this weapon are, pretty important. You can say the same for PvP if you're being technical, but it is a viable choice in the Crucible since shotguns are very popular and you can tailor the rest of your loadout to be fairly effective. It's awesome how much this weapon actually can switch up your playstyle and make you think about your setup. Again, it can be competitive with a fair amount of consideration and skill, but overall, if you love shotguns and want to have some fun in PvP, this is a great weapon. I had a lot of fun and some pretty awesome games with it in Iron Banner last week. So there you go guys, just a quick breakdown of Universal Remote and how I feel about the weapon. Let me know what you think of this thing in Year 2 and what kind of loadouts you're using in PvP or PvE if you decide to use this weapon. But if you have enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for a lot more Destiny content. But for now, my name is XHOUNDISHx. I'll catch you guys very soon.